everyone, and welcome to HDR Season 2, Round 6, D1 here in Budapest. We have a very competitive grid today, and yes, I am reading chat. Can we go ahead and get a confirmation that all the audio is working, you can hear me, all that stuff? Maybe. Alright, well anyways, we're moving into our first qualifying session of the day. I wonder who our first one will be out. Just probably clicking. Okay, tire, telemetry, lap data, and then full track map. Bests. There we go. Looks like we have a Red Bull going out first. It's the Red Bull R-Web. So there's some more in front of him. Tyler, and then... Wait. Okay, we got Death Star actually leading the charge going into Q1. We'll ride on board for his first lap here. So he's actually on mediums. Just trying to warm up those tires a little bit before his first push. Well, there's gonna be an echo real quick while I test to see if audio's working. Yep, okay, we're good. Alright. Okay, heading into turn 13, 14, the back-to-back hairpins. It leads us to the pit straight. It's full throttle now, opens DRS. He pushes down the longest straight of the circuit. It's a quick left turn one. Down into the second DRS straight. Turn 2 is a quick hairpin to the left. Very high speed though. Turn 4. It's a quick right. You can cut most of that corner. To turn 5. Very fast right-hander. If you take a bit of curb on the outside there, and you have 6 and 7, or yeah, 6 and 7. That quick chicane. Careful not to touch the barriers, as they will unsettle your vehicle. Heading on to 8, 9, 10, and 11. Down the next straight. This is also a good overtaking zone, taking the inside line. Now to 13 and 14 to conclude his lap. Everything's going now. Full DRS open. As he sets a 1:16.3 as his first time. That will need to be redone, as it is not the greatest time, but it seems like the soft runners can't keep up with him, even on new mediums. We see KJ will be our next person to set his first lap on these soft compound tires. Ooh, yeah. Wait, are those soft or mediums? Those are mediums. Okay, that's weird. So he sets a 1:16.5, putting him in P2 with softs, as 2 soft runners are actually behind him. Tyler and DeVito maybe just not pushing, as Humane goes 5th overall with a 1:17.5. see, next person across the line will be not you. I believe it would be Diamonds as we follow him closely into sector 3. The long straight leading up to turn 12, right-hander. And you have 13 and 14, the back-to-back hairpins. Just give me one moment. Sorry about that brief intermission. As our website, or HDR sets a 117.27, sorry, Diamonds, HDR is our league. Jamie will be the next to cross the line, setting a 117.3. These are times that need to be improved. Hey Tiger, how's it going, buddy? Now we have 4 more racers on their outlap, with a few more being in the pits, a few on their in laps. Oh, it looks like maybe these soft runners are going for a second go on their tires. We'll look for the McLaren's on his outlap. Take Jamie. Diamonds looks like he's going to be the next car to cross the line. No, he's regenning. Okay, he won't be. Looks like it actually might be the he's going into the pits. Never mind. Okay, as we look for maybe new cars setting a lap. He's on mediums. He's on mediums as well. Diamonds is now in a push lap. We'll check back in with him a little bit later. Doesn't look like he has enough ERS to complete the lap, though. So we'll ride on board with Charles in the Aston Martin. This goes through turns 8, 9, and 10 down to turn 11 straight, passing his teammates down to turn 11 leading up to turn 12, 13 and 14, the back-to-back hairpins. Ooh, going a bit wide, but brings it back in nicely, opens DRS and goes for a P9. 117.7 on the mediums. It seems like the mediums are maybe the banker strat to go with here, as the McLaren sets at 116.7, following closely behind. So we'll ride on board with Grizzler, who seems to be on his push lap. Weaving nicely through the cars that are not on a hot lap. Of course, Chocolate, you can get an invite. Gotta see if I have you added. Oh, there we go. Okay, there you go. Hope your bath was phenomenal. As Grizzler sets a new P1 time with a 116.1. As it looks to be a Ferrari coming in. Nope, they're just now starting their laps. I think we'll ride on board with Stein for his first lap of the session. Hugging that corner very nicely. Ooh, goes a bit wide into the turn 3. And wide again into turn 4. There is a lot of margin for error on these turn 3, turn 4. There's a lot of corners to be cut. Ooh, nicely through the chicane of turn 7 and turn 6. Down into 8. 9, 10. To a quick right-hander. No lifting necessary. Throws his car to the right. He's going to pick the wide line going into turns 13 and 14, but brings it back in nicely. Okay, now 14 now. Everything on the throttle, pushing hard. DRS open and across the line. He will go P3 was a 116.3. It looks like track evolution is not quite up to there yet, as we actually have a new P1 time, which is a 115.9. So we have our final racer yet to set a time on his outlap now. Looks like a couple others might be pushing. He does not have his ERS set to open though, so he's going to lose a little bit of time there. I'll take Jamie on a lap. Looking to improve on the 2-lap old softs. He might be a little bit older. Or newer. Opens DRS across the line and goes P11 with a 116.9. These are times that need to be improved if he'd like to get into Sector 2, or qualifying 2. Wait, can chat remind me, was it a full quali session or was it a short quali session today? I think it's full, but I can't be certain. Excellent, moves out the way. It's full. Thank you, Death Star. I appreciate it. Looks like they might be pitting. Yep, the Ferraris are in the pits. Nope. Looks like Bert is going for another lap. So we'll follow Chocolate as he's on his opening lap of the Q1 session. Finishes Sector 1 quite nicely. Now into Sector 2. Oh, and he breaks his car. He's retired from the session, yet to set a lap. Maybe a bit of understeer coming into turn 5 here. His session is over as soon as it starts. That will be an upset of the century, as he will now have to start in P17 while his pit crew works through the night to try and get his car ready for the race. It's like Diamonds is still out. Trying to push those mediums as hard as he can. Now we have NSO Burt coming in for another time. Around corner 14, opens DRS. Keeps it nice and tidy and moves up to P6 with a 116.5. Now we have Tyler also on a push lap in the second driver's seat of the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, that curb is dangerous. It'll send you flying. Same thing with the curbs on the chicane. They're so high, if you run over them, you're gonna go rear end to the next corner. Okay, as he finishes up, he's going into the pits, so he will try a new strategy, maybe putting on a fresh set of softs to get a better time, because I'm not certain he's going to be safe here. Oh wait, no, I lied. He's definitely going to be safe. This is only Q1. Apologize for the just woke up brain. Brain is not braining yet. So we'll ride on board of a couple other drivers that's maybe on a lap. Death Star is on a lap. Going for another medium run with an already great time of 116.3 with mediums. Maybe it's going to be the Alfa Romeo or the Aston Martins going to try to dominate quali sessions today. His teammate Charles is on the brink of elimination, sitting in P15 with a 117.7. Death Star through the chicanes nicely. Around turn 8, turn 9. Full throttle, turn 11. Slight lift going into turn 12. Ooh, turn 11. Sorry about that. Misspoke. He's down on the straight. Sends his car way to the right. Taking the easy line. Slightly wide on turn 13. Sets up nicely for turn 14 though. So he's now pedal to the metal, full throttle, DRS open and across the line. He will not improve this time. He was 1.1 seconds up, so maybe he's just getting a bit of practice in. So we will ride on board with Charles, who has improved a 117.7 to a 117.0 to usurp P14. Now he's back down into P14, looking on the brink of elimination once again. Now since Shocklid DNF'd, there will be only one driver eliminated from this quali session today, and you do not want to be that driver. New Era looking to be one of that aforementioned driver with a 118, actually.
Hungary traditionally hosts the last race before Formula 1 annual summer break. In 2020, however, due to a rebodied calendar in response to the global pandemic, Hungary took the third slot on the calendar in a jam-packed.
As the McLaren of Abdulaziz retires in pits, happy with a 116.5. That should be enough to get him into Q2 with only 2 minutes remaining. There's only time for one more lap. So it seems like only half the grid is now clearing. So you watch Death Star coming across the final straight. Will he improve? He will not. 1.5 seconds up on his time, so it is just another practice session for him. Humane looking to improve, maybe? No, he's regenerating ERS for another lap. Optic Jamie has invalidated his time. So we'll run aboard the Charles, who is sideways on the track. Not great. So we will ride on board with the Alpha Tauri. Oh, never mind. He's going into the pits. Looks like Tyler will be the next to cross the line. He's not in trouble though, so we need to find the Williams of New Era, see if he will be able to cross the line in time to improve on his time and stay in contention for qualifying. So Humane retires from session, happy with his time. So there's 1 minute remaining in the session to cross the line to get your last time in. Optic Jamie has retired from session as well. He's content with his time in P13 as New Era starts his lap. Charging hard down pit straight. Turn 1 keeps it nice and tidy. Great line through there. Not too wide. Snugs up to the turn 2 apex. Takes a wide line through there. Great. Great line. As he heads down into sector 2. Passing turn 4. Up into turn 5. The trickiest area so far for D1. As he spins out, loses his front wing. That was a tricky area indeed. He will not improve on his time, and he's out of the qualifying session. Now Diamonds, looking to improve on his time, maybe. Still on mediums. It did look like Death Star was just doing practice laps out there. I mean, his first lap was the one that got him the 116.3, and then after that it was like 1 second up on each lap, so it was some good practice. Diamonds is actually now safe. This New Era will not improve. Fastest time in Q1 being a 1:15.9. Oh, as Diamond loses his rear end. right now. Some very, very competitive times in the top 5. Separated by only 4/10 of a second. And then you have Death Star pulling a madness out of a pair of mediums. 1:16.3. This qualifying session is now over, and the 2 drivers eliminated from contention are New Era and Shockwood. Shockwood with a shock DNF going into turn 5. And New Era messing up his final push lap on turn 5 as well. So this might be a problem area for these racers today. Take a quick snip of that. Okay. Gotta make the boss happy. Look at the race director real quick. See, Tyler's already gone through 2 sets of softs. Practice more in Q2, yep. Should be assumed that you're going to be practicing pretty much every qualifying session if you're doing 1:16.3 in mediums. That soft time is going to be scary. Just don't bottle it in turn 5. As we are at the start of Q2. Now we ask who will be the first car to leave the pits. As it looks like a Red Bull might be going out first. Red Bull of our web. Closely joined by the Aston Martin of Death Star in front. Again, leading the charge into Q2. Will ride on board for his first push lap of the session. Or out lap. So now I've actually got a question for the chat. Who do you think will be our top 3 qualifiers in Q3, seeing our times in Q1? A little bit of an early poll prediction, might I say. Excuse me for just one moment as I navigate to the D1 chat just to make sure. Okay. Death Star goes into the final corner, taking the wide line entry into turn 14. We turn this back on. KJ Lewis and Death Star. It's a strong prediction, seeing as Lewis took P1 in Q1. Grizzler looking fast as well. It's going to be a lot of competition. So we see Charles and Lewis actually out on another set of mediums. Ooh. Just hugging the curb after turn 5. Through the chicane nicely. Bit of traffic going through there. It's not what you want to see. Still pushing hard though. Down into the final sector of the circuit. Turns 13 and 14 looking very competitive. Very tight line through 14. DRS open down the line. Sets a 115.7, which is a very competitive lap. Our way behind with a 116.2. Keji next across the line with a 115.5, beating out Death Star by 2/10 and some. The next to cross the line will be the Mercedes of Excellence. D3 driver reserving today. It's a very nice line through turn 14. DRS open down the straight. Setting P4 with a 116.3. Optic Jamie not close behind with a 160.9. Diamonds with a 116.8. Possibly running his cursed diamond setup. Maybe we have a bit of fun here. DeVito with a 116.1. Didn't even notice Lewis had a 115.7 with mediums on. Maybe looking to run it in from his banker as Stein now crashes. DNFs lost his front wheel on his push lap. Turn right before turn 10. So that Ferrari will now be situated in P15 starting the race. So you look to see who else is on a lap. These are regenning ERS. Diamonds is invalidated. Regenning into the pits. He might be going for another lap here, as we'll ride on board with Inoso Burt, who's about to start his first lap of Q2. Sorry, give me one moment. Sorry, my apologies. Not feeling great this morning. Very cleanly across the chicanes. Riding the curb going into turn 8, turn 9, turn 10. Tight right going into turn 11. Down the straight to turn 12. Now the back-to-back hairpins. Got to make sure it's very vital to your lap to get these right. Ooh, as he's just on the limit going out of turn 13 there. Turn 14 takes a very wide line. 116.7. That will need to be improved to get into the next session. So our next driver across the line will be Humane in the only Williams on the grid now. To the final corners, turn 13. Bit wide. Keeps it nice and tidy on the exit. Turn 14. Very tight line. Opens DRS. Across the line. Going P7 with the 116.2. So our next driver across the line will be Tyler, who just started his outlap, and we'll follow him closely. Seeing what his first time set will be. It's one of the very many pleasures of working in nightlife. Is you wake up and you don't feel great the next day. No, I'll be alright. I'm a trooper. I'll be fine. Thank you for the concern, though. Tyler now entering Sector 2. Across the chicane. Ooh, bites the curb on both ends. Very messy line through Sector 2 so far. through turn 10 and 11 down the straight. Currently feasting on arousing cornflakes. It's like saying bran is sexy. I'm gonna have to go with a hard no on that one. Unless it's like Frosted Flakes. Okay, across the line now. No distractions. Setting P10 with 116.6, which is a little bit of a disappointing time seeing how fast the other racers were. Especially in the other divisions. Let's see, we'll have Grizzler and Charles now. We'll follow along with Grizzler as he's going to be the first one to cross the line. Ooh, little bit of wheel spin in his rear tires there as he goes across into Sector 2. Does set a purple Sector 1 though. Through the chicanes, very nicely. Wide line going into the next corner. Over to the left, sets himself up. A nice exit, very close on track limits there. Purple Sector 2 as well. Grizzler looking very competitive here as he's getting held up by the Mercedes in front of him of Diamonds. Might also be on a lap. Will they improve? Yes, Grizzler will improve to P3, 115.6. Diamonds does not improve. Looking like he held up that Red Bull of Grizzler there. Just not wanting to get out of the way there. So you'll certainly have to come into the pits on this lap. So we'll see DeVito's on an ERS regen. Charles also on an ERS regen. Diamonds. Ooh, not on a push lap. Almost loses his car. Have to be very, very careful. Those were old softs that you just improved in. Good lord, son. Very, very competitive today. Very, very competitive. The top 5 are only separated by 0.3 of a second. 0.3 in the 3 thousandths, just to be exact. So look to DeVito, who looks to be going into the pits on this lap. Maybe, yes, okay, yeah, he is going to the pits. KJ retires, the 115.5. Set to enter Q1, or Q3 certainly. So now we have the calm before the storm as every racer on the track pits. As we have, actually, my teammate in the McLaren, Abdulaziz. Still good on fuel. Maybe looking to improve his P5 position. He may not feel safe, but there is a second in between him and the last driver on the field. Diamonds certainly needs to have another run at it. Clear of a second more to improve. As the McLaren driver now starts his more than likely final run in Q2. Yeah, Excellence is a very good reserve for D2 and D1. He does look very competitive. Yeah, he is a D3 driver as well. Lewis looking very competitive. So now set to 115.5, going to take P1 in the Haas. His first race. Maybe looking to crown himself with a podium first race in HDR. Let's go back and... Oh, Abdulaziz left the set. not looking great. I need to see if I have him added. I don't think I do. Okay, we have Stein and Death Star. Someone needs to invite Abdulaziz or Vabo. I don't have him added. Humane's now 2/10 down in his time. Oh, Grizzler is retired from session, content with his P4 time. Less than a tenth separates the top 4 racers. Yep. Let's get the McLaren driver back in the session, hopefully before Q1 or Q3. Oh, if it's an esports team, it's yeah. Let's see if he's sent me a friend request yet, because I don't think I could send one while I'm in. Haven't got one yet. Check in another second. Should get a little pop-up on my screen. There we go. There's the friend request. This will get him back into the session, if we can find him. There it is. Humane now retires from session, content with his P8. That may not be safe. Arweb into the pits, and so Bert has invalidated his time, so he will not improve. Charles still on a charge, looking to improve his time. Can he improve to knock the... Oh! Maybe he wasn't looking to improve on that lap. So, his HDR Diamonds is now leading up to the... Oh, and he's just in the session knocking Arweb out. We'll see if Optic Jamie can take that from him. The last and final corner as he goes wide and loses his front wheel. What a final stint from these racers. 2 DNFs. Okay. Well, that was your Q2. Very good. We had 2 drivers DNF. Maybe intentionally. Seeing that they weren't going to improve, might as well go out with a bang at the expense of the factory's wallet. Take a quick screenshot of okay. And then bam. Cool. Alright. We are good, yes. These were the tires consumed so far this session. 8 thousandths separating P1 and P2. Almost as historic as my teammate's pole position yesterday, where he was only ahead of P2 by 1 millisecond. 1,000th of a second. Oh, I didn't even realize that there was another 8,000 separating P2 from P3. Good lord. As we head into Q3 now, or Q3 now. See who will be the first driver to leave the pits. We will ride on board with Death Stars. It seems like he's most likely. Going to be paying very close attention to the top 3 drivers from Q2, being Lewis, KJ, and Death Star. As my prediction was correct, Death Star first to leave the pits. Looks like Lewis is close behind him, with KJ now on his trail. The top 3. Half the grid now out on the track. Death Star leading up to turn 5, which is going to be the problem area for this track. We've already seen 2 DNFs and a front wing lost. Right there. Going to have to try and make up as much time as possible in Sector 2. So we will ride on board with Death Star's opening lap, and for some reason this is disabled again. Oh, Charles has left the session. I don't have him in either. Okay, you asked for it. My the ear rape goes hard with this one.
Okay, now we have Death Star leading the charge into Q3. He's going into Sector 1 very nice and tidy with a projected 20 guard per day. And he finishes in Sector 1 27.1, which is actually a really good time. So I was off by a little bit over 2 seconds on that one. But now he goes into Sector 2, very tight to turn 5, and down to the chicanes. Turn 7, turn 6, sorry, I always have those backwards. Turn 8 and turn 9, with a bit of lifting required, and then he goes into turn 10, which is a very, very high-speed corner, no lifting required, no braking required actually, and he goes down to the turn 12 straight, very tight right, holds on to it nicely, and he goes up to turn 13, which is a hairpin to the left, and the turn 14, which is a hairpin to the right, to finish his opening lap in Q3 with a very brand new set of softs. Opens DRS across the line and sets a 115 point. Holy shit, that's fast as hell, boy.
Jesus. What? Wait. What? Where did he pull this time out of? A 115.2? Good lord, son. That's fast. Alright. KJ not far behind with only 800ths behind P1. Nice bit of... Good. That's a... Wow. That's a really good lap. Jesus. Alright, and then we'll ride on board with... never mind. He is invalidated. Grizzler looking to set his first time. Oh wait, no, Humane was... Ah. Okay. Yeah, we'll ride on board with Grizzler now. That was crazy. A 115.2, man? That's like... That's crazy. That's really good. Will Death Star break into the 114s with his next set of tires? It's possible, but Jesus, as Grizzler sets a purple sector 1, maybe looking to improve on Death Star's time. Cross the chicanes quite nicely. As the Mercedes moves out of the way. Oh, no track limits breached there, but he was out of the white lines. Maybe a bit of lifting required to keep him steady going this lap. Turn 12. And he invalidates. Well, that sucks. So you now have Humane finishing his opening lap of Q3, setting a 115.9. Will need to be improved. Looks like Lewis turned off his grip hacks. I'm only joking. Grizzly looks to be going for another lap. We're right on board with Diamonds now. Through Sector 2. Into Sector 3. The final stint of his opening lap here. It's a very neat and tidy line. Through turn 13, turn 14 takes it really wide. Does a 116.6. Those must be scrubbed softs. So you now have Grizzler trying to set his first time of the session. Will be limping back to the pits though with his fuel. Thank you, Emu. Why don't you go ahead and take a quick look at the P1 time. Grizzler's into the pits. Excellence looking to set his first lap. Yeah, Emu, go ahead and take a look at P1 time. It's a 115.2, man. It's Excellence across the line. Goes P5 with a 116 flat. Humane into the pits. Lewis now on his outlap. Tyler looking to set a time. Just started his first lap. Sector purple, sector 1. Alright. Going to be joined by a co-commentator, also my teammate in D3, Tavoy Steady. Ooh, very close to track limits there. Yeah, we just have to pull a safety car curse on him. Tyler looks to improve his time, but he's going very wide through turn 13. Can't keep it close. Turn 14 looks better. But we'll see what the time is. 116.1. Definitely room to improve in Sector 3 there. So we now have Lewis on a push lap, looking to improve his 116.1. He's been very fast through through Q1 and Q2. So that's a purple Sector 2 as well. That one I can believe. Turn 13. Oh, super wide through there. And he's into the pits. Okay. As we will ride on.
Hello,
board.
everyone.
Oh, and there's my co-commentator Twooch.
Yes, hi everyone. Sorry for being late, but I'm here now, ready to be on it. I see we have an impressive time from Death Star.
Yeah. I was doing an ear rape because someone redeemed it in the chat while he was on a lap, and then he goes across the line, and I'm like, wait, that can't be right. 115.2? That's like 6/10 faster than everyone else. But
And KJ is on his tail.
no,
you
he's
can
not
say.
far behind. He's looking to improve here. See, we have DeVito and the McLaren both out on push laps.
Davito is like, oh, Davito spun. Oh,
Davito
and he lost his
spun.
mustache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he lost his mustache.
Oh, the mustache is gone. That is just unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's a sad sight. I'm gonna be coined from Canada, aren't I? It's like a man without a mustache, just a sad sight. Alright.
It's nice to see McLaren represent on the third spot.
Oh yeah, as always. Still much room to improve here.
Yes.
Takes a little bit of a wide line going into turn 14 across the line. DRS open, and he sets a 115.4,
Ooh.
which is almost 3/10 down on his previous time. Not enough
That's
to
yes.
go up a position, but still very competitive. Very great time, honestly.
Yes. Great improvement.
Tooch, can you remind me of the pole time from yesterday?
Well, yesterday was short quali, so it's not really, I think, a good metric. But just give me a second, and I will tell you this.
Alrighty. So you now have Grizzler.
Yes. We had 15.6 was from Imo, was the fastest time in yesterday's D2,
Yeah.
and in D3 the fastest time was 15.7.
From you.
No,
Oh
from
no, it's for
Excellence,
excellence.
but
Yeah. I
yeah,
forgot.
yeah.
Good penalty. Okay.
Also, Excellence representing as well. Here.
Yeah, D3 driver in Q3. Nonetheless, he's in P5 right now, looking to improve his time. As we'll ride on board with the Grizzler, though. He's yet to set a time in Q3. DeVito retires from session, not looking to improve.
Humane is improving a bit, 1.5 tenths.
It's a good improvement through sector 2 and 3, but it won't be enough to get him into P3, though.
Oh, unless he made like he can get a big gain here. I will see. No, he stays 4, but he improves almost 4 tenths.
Almost 4/10 through the last sector. As we now have Grizzler, who also sets a purple sector 2 onto the last couple corners of the circuit. Turn 13, left-hand hairpin. Very tight line through here. Looking to keep it wide into turn 14.
A lot of spectators asks.
Redeem spectator, humane Death Star. Okay. As Grizzler moves up to P3, Death Star now on a lap. Couple final corners.
Babu is slightly improved in his first sector.
Will Death Star actually improve on his 115.2? He will! Almost 4/10 across the line with a 114.8!
Oh my god.
What a time! Oh my god.
That's a statement.
KJ is now actually almost 3/10 up on his time. Loses his rear end going into the final corner, though. Is he still set to improve? He improves by 5 thousandths of a second. Still keeps him P2. As we look at the McLaren, almost a 10th up on his time. And across the line, over a 10th down, maintaining P3.
Yeah. He reclaims P3 from Grizzler.
As there's only one driver left, he will not improve. So this will be your starting grid for for the race.
Yes. Well,
Wow.
Diamond's last minute managed to outqualify his D3 partner, so I think it will be a small relief for him there. And
Right.
as we will wait for our race to begin. Grizzler is only P4, so we will see what he can do from that spot.
Yeah, I think the optimal racing position to start on is going to be the outside. So P1, P3, and P5 will be very competitive on the start. But you have to keep a close lookout for the inside line. Maybe a bit of a squeeze needed from the outside drivers. So this is your starting grid. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that.
Also, we have to remember there's no formation lap, so
so it's gonna be right out of the bat.
Positioning won't matter as much. So you have like one less variable for a difference in start.
Mm-hmm.
So but this Death Star time is
just unbelievable. 4/10 clear of the P2, but KJ was looking to improve. Almost 2/10 or 3/10 up on his time. Lost his rear end in the final corner though, coming out of turn 13.
Yeah. Well, he will have 35 laps to rehabilitate himself.
Yeah. Our possible strategies include maybe a one-stop medium to hard, hard to mediums, pitting lap 16 from the mediums to hards, pitting lap 19 from the hards to mediums. But we will see if there's a safety car included. It could switch things up. There might be a couple soft to hard runners as well. It'll be very competitive off the start. Softs feel great on this track, but they fall off rather quickly.
Yes, they tend to fall off. But still, I wasn't a fan of medium, how medium tires also perform on this track. So we'll see if someone will try and go for something crazy, like maybe medium softs, mediums.
A two-stop could be
This can also.
very influential on this track.
No, I don't mean two stop. I mean just soft and then hards, or hards and then softs.
Right? Yeah. But the question is a longer stint off of the hards and softs going to make up time from the hard to medium runners that are certainly going to be following?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Well, we'll see if there will be safety car. Yeah, I think yesterday there was a couple safety cars in D3, but yesterday we had a safety car basically at the end of the race.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. It's not a track for easy safety car, but it can happen.
Right. It was a sprint shootout at the end with 2 laps remaining after the safety car pulled in, and our teammate actually in McLaren Emu managed to pick up another position off of the safety car restart, pulling in P4.
Yes, he had a nice recovery drive. And he also mentions in the chat that his mediums worked like softs in the race. So maybe it can also depends on style, on your setup, on your personal preference also as well. I personally love driving on hards, and many people hate hards.
I'm a fan of the hards. I have to admit, hards feel nice.
Yes, and let's not go deeper into that. Yes, as we are preparing for a race, seems like none of our drivers readied up early. It's always nice to see, and like you said, it will be we can see on the race director how maybe they are starting. For now, it looks like top 3 on mediums, Grizzler on hards, and then rest of the guys on mediums. And then from the position 11th to 17th, there's softs. So we'll see.
Take a quick look at the race director, just that way you can visualize. Yeah, as we seem to have the soft runners leading to the back, looking to make up positions early in the race. They will be very competitive off the start, but they're going to have to come in for an early pit stop if they're going to be pushing.
Yeah. So maybe some of them are counting for a safety car.
That would be the aim. Blasphemy with the hearts.
Idiot had softs yesterday and said it felt terrible. Yeah. Can't blame you. Will be also interesting how penalties will come into play, because yesterday there was basically no penalty issues for track limits. It's not an easy track for track limits, but there are 2 points where you can get those warnings. So as we are preparing for the race,
we have 5 red lights, and away we go to start the Hungarian Grand Prix. Right on board with KJ. So he loses a position to Grizzler off the start. McLaren in the
holder of the start.
McLaren looking to go down the inside to claim P2. As Excellence now has a 5-second penalty for track limits.
As we had a small squabble in the back,
and
there's
New Era and Chocolate are out of the race.
Yeah.
Maybe some contact between the two of them. Safety or virtual safety car off the start.
Well,
so we'll look at the
start.
Position changes.
Yes, now Vabo is up to 2nd place. And he has a small gap to Grizzler. We'll see if that's because of the safety car.
Of course, with
not big apart.
Bobo
Yeah,
being
so-
on the
so-
mediums in front of him, he's going to have a much faster getaway if he can keep clear of Grizzler in front of him. So we'll look to Death Star
Yes.
for the virtual safety car restart.
Big loser in all of this is Excellence. Well, we know he cut a corner like drastically because he got 5 seconds for that, but I think he also may have been involved in this squabble with New Era and Chocolate. We will see later maybe on the incidents page if anyone will decide to post this.
Yeah, we will definitely have a look at that later. Excellence down 7 positions. KJ's actually lost 2 off the start. In the mediums
Yeah,
as well.
KJ had a howler. KJ had a howler of a start. He basically lost those as we are racing again, and KJ immediately went on Grizzler.
Great move from the Alfa Romeo driver there, as Death Star is now extended past DRS range from the McLaren in front. Looking to be gaining time on him, actually.
But NSO Bird lost a few positions. I think he made a mistake because there was no spin.
Right, but NSO Bert's actually up 1 position from his starting, so...
Oh. Sorry, maybe I noticed something. Maybe it was the wrong car, sorry.
All good. We are now going into the first pit lane straight of the race without a safety car. See if there's going to be any possible position changes here, as Death Star is now cleared 1.8 seconds between him and P2 behind. Bobo actually looking to extend off of KJ behind as well. Grizzler tight on the tail of KJ. Looking for position changes. Humane in front of Tyler now.
Yeah, they were fighting for last half of a lap. They're basically driving almost side by side. Great racing from them. There was a bit of a contact between them earlier, but I think it's all in the racing spirit.
Just a bunch of hard racing so far. So we see now
Yes.
maybe FRC Lewis looking to make a move on Grizzler.
Stein had to pit. I imagine he was also involved in some kind of a squabble.
Yep, maybe some front wing damage there.
Yeah.
So you'll now try and catch up to the pack. Those 23 seconds are going to be it's a very long way to make up. He's going to have to pray for another safety car. So FRC Lewis is still on the back of Grizzler, as we should now have DRS open. Yes, as Lewis makes the move on the Red Bull driver. KJ now
Yeah, and
catching
he
up
will
to
know.
McLaren driver in front.
Yeah, and Lois will now really want to pick up the pace and get in front of those three. Well, not in front, but close the gap to those three in front of him.
Yeah, he's really got to make these mediums count here in the early stints of the race, because he's going to have a little bit of an earlier pit stop compared to the hard runners behind him.
Exactly.
Grizzler not taking any chances through Sector 2. Turn 5 has been the mischievous one so far.
Well, Death Star is increasing his lead over Vabo, but Vabo is not really under pressure from KJ.
With only half a second separating the two, they might be looking for a position change on the straight here, though, as DRS is open. Or activated. Chocolate said the curb took him to Uzbekistan. He had trouble with that in
Yes.
qualifying as well, as KJ is looking to the inside, to the outside. McLaren driver defending very well. Oh, they're going to take it too wide into turn 1. Very clean, but now the McLaren driver has the inside line and the advantage. Oh, he cedes position to KJ, not looking to squabble and mess up precious race time.
As our love story between Tyler and Humane continues, they just keep swapping places every lap.
Maybe a bit of teamwork going on there. Well, across teamwork. As Humane actually
Nah,
picks
they-
up a time penalty.
Yeah. I imagine they're just fighting.
Yeah, but this early in the race, it's not going to be very wise to fight because you are going to lose a lot of time to the runners behind you.
Yeah.
So we will move over to the tires.
Yes, as Lewis catched up to Vabo, I think he will try to overtake him on the next DRS straight. He is really close to him.
Yeah, only 2 to 3 tenths separating the cars behind. Bobo takes a wide line. It's going to compromise him through the straight. DRS open. His new era has left the session, but he's out anyway, so we don't have to worry about re-inviting him as Lewis takes P3. Bobo looking to the outside actually, but Lewis keeps P3. Now he's got to make a difference to catch up to KJ in front. Look for any possible position changes. Tyler and Humane still fighting.
And Davide is just watching them, waiting maybe for them to make a mistake and then, just go through between them.
Yeah.
And this is really also hurting NSO Bird's race on his softs.
Right, he's really past the point where he can make a difference on his softs, as they're going to fall off any second now. And he's going to be stuck behind, actually, Stein, who's caught up quite a ways. Unless it's just Charles who's fallen behind.
I think Charles made a mistake because he's now a big mistake because now he's 10 seconds behind. And they weren't. He was definitely closer.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, he has a tough road ahead of him. Like he said in the chat, he has 106 points to get to the leader.
Yeah. Maybe Tyler looking for a possible position change on Diamonds, as there's a little bit of contact. Diamonds squeezing Tyler through the inside. Diamonds maintaining P6. Throwing his elbows out into Sector 1.
As we have a request to watch Tyler, so we might as well stick with him, see if he will try again.
Stay on Tyler.
Meanwhile, try and keep an eye on the front, see if there will be any changes. Well, Lewis is around half as well, not really gaining to KJ now. We'll see if he will be able to make a move on the DRS straight.
It's like Tyler might want to make a move on this straight, or no, he's going to stay behind and wait for DRS. Yeah. Pulls out of the overtake. Diamonds is actually holding up this train behind him. 3.5 seconds clear to the next car in front of him.
Well, he is much better on ERS, but now Tyler is really close.
Right. 3 tenths separating.
And he goes to Diamond. Diamonds go defensive.
Tyler taking the inside at turn 1. And takes the position.
Or does he?
Oh, lots of fighting. Excellence picks up another 3-second track limits penalty. Oh, he's disqualified.
Oh, yes. I think it was a penalty, for cutting, not for track limit, for warnings.
Oh yeah, it was cutting corners. As now Tyler picks up a 3-second track.
Warning. Oh, we have a yellow flag.
Yellow. What?
No.
Yeah, it was.
No, it's not anymore.
There, now it's gone. So we'll watch Tyler as he tries to make up the gap between himself and the Red Bull driver in front.
Now we'll see if Humane will be able to mine some diamonds.
Man, I've been talking to my my friend group, and I'm feeling that 2 weeks of Minecraft coming around the corner any second now.
It might be. It might be.
Oh, as Humane's
Oh,
looking very close here. Only 2 cents separating. Diamond's defending. And he pulls out of the position change.
was there? I think there was a small kiss on the back.
Yeah, if it was very, very light. Just a small peck and... I'm not going to say that. Never mind. we'll move on.
As Optic Jamie goes into pits, and he does. Yeah,
He
he
has a
has
front
have a
wing.
wing damage. Yeah.
And so Bert still looking strong on the softs, but he is going to be falling behind now. So softs has definitely fallen off. So we look at the top 5, or positions 2, 3, 4, and 5. KJ.
It starts similar.
Maybe looking to just ride out the race until the pit.
Airweb.
Airweb now
picks
picking up the
penalties,
penalty.
but down in 11. Yeah, it doesn't matter for now. For him.
Keep a close eye on this front pack. So maybe Humane's looking for a
Yes, I would.
position change.
As I'm watching this group as well right now, and well,
And he pulls out
no,
of it again.
Still stays. Yeah. But yeah, he knows it's dangerous to overtake here. He doesn't want to end, his or Diamond's race.
Yeah, that's
this
smart. Okay. I don't even know what to say, but someone just redeemed a ear rape. Alright, yeah, you might want to go ahead and take your headphones off, Twitch, just warning you.
I can just volume down.
Okay, now, my mic is not from the last ear rape, but, there's not really many position changes looking likely on this very first stint of the race, as Excellence is now in the session, everybody's disqualified. The KJ's actually lessening the gap between himself and the Aston Martin driver of Death Star in front of him. He was at 3.2 seconds, now he's at 2.5, looking to capitalize on maybe a mistake here. Maybe try to get back into DRS range, as mediums looking to be falling off any time now, because they are on lap 10. But that's just from personal experience. I'm not a good driver, so don't take my word for it. These guys might be a lot better at tire durability than me, but anyways, we'll see. Still no possible position changes. Yeah, okay, this is it.
Yeah, well, it looks like
And-
unfortunately the top five is just pulling away from the Tyler and group behind him. Gap
Yeah.
is big.
Gap's
Yeah, gap is getting
increasing.
bigger. Yeah, basically
But
almost every time we watch it.
for all the papaya fans out there, our D1 driver, Abdulaziz, is sticking with the pack, looking to pull in some points here.
Yeah.
Looking very promising.
Yeah. Shout out to Abdul. He was my race engineer for this race in D3. Great guy. He really helped me. So yeah, shout out to him, and hopefully he can keep up this pace and make Papaya proud.
Well said. So we will go back it down to Humane, possibly looking for a position change here, as he's now backing off the gap again to Diamonds. Maybe they're just looking to steady out the race pace, not fight
Yeah,
too
they are
early.
they're just keeping the status quo between them. I think we have like 2 or 3 laps more, and then will be Hublings first and just goes to the pit, as Diamonds is under pressure now from Humane.
Humane looking to the inside. Doesn't have the position yet.
Oh.
Still fighting. Bit of contact there, bit of wheel banging. Diamonds has the inside.
And he keeps his place. Both had DRS, so yeah, there was a really good fight between them. And Davito still behind them, just watching them in the back, watching them from the back and waiting for any mistake.
Yeah, being very careful not to have any contact with someone as to mess up his or someone else's races or race. So
As
Innocent
KJ is
Bird.
but KJ is slowly but surely getting this gap to Death Star smaller. It's under 2 seconds now.
And he's towing Lewis along, Abdul, and Grizzler along with him, as Humane
Yeah.
finally has the position.
Yeah,
But-
but now he's lost the DRS, so maybe Diamonds can just counter-attack now. But he doesn't have much ERS, so I don't think he will really. Oh, he's defending. Davito is now making his move on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like Diamonds was too far out of. He was still within DRS, but he was too far back to make a move on that straight. Because now he actually has to defend against DeVito, which makes up the position.
We'll see if Davito will now try and on the next straight just pounce on Humane. He definitely has more ERS. He saved it because he wasn't fighting. He was just waiting for his chance.
Is it actually Burt? 12 laps on the softs, looking to extend. Maybe looking for a one-stop soft to mediums, actually.
That's what game recommends you to do, and
don't-
will be interesting if he goes this way. It does, I think. It does.
Yeah, it
say
was
15
soft
laps
to
on
mediums.
softs and 20 laps on mediums.
Don't know how possible that is. He will be very slow in the latter part of his stints, but we will see. He looks like he's still keeping time with the runners in front of him, though, so maybe it's not slowing him down too much yet. As Abdul is now fallen out of DRS with Lewis in front of him.
Yeah, and NSO just pitted.
Okay. Actually, no, he just barely maintained DRS. KJ still hunting down Death Star. DeVito closing in on Humane.
Oh yeah, no, that was Ferrari over pits. Okay. Sorry,
He's
but
looking to
yeah,
go to the
David
hards.
is- Yeah, like I said, he tried, but he tried this soft hearts. I was thinking about it. We'll see how it will pan out eventually for him. As the gap between KJ and Death Star seems to... Oh, I think Death Star did... No, it stays around 1.9 seconds. So, yeah, as Vabo is trying... Did he get back to the DRS of... yes?
No,
he
it's
didn't.
not. He's not within DRS, so it's going to be very critical that he holds off from Grizzler, who does have DRS on him and is on a longer stint with these hard tires.
Now those tires can come into play and just show, maybe be a bit faster than those mediums. So with every lap he will be just a bit closer. Should be at least just a bit closer to Vabo, and eventually we'll see.
It's gonna seem out of hand, but maybe he's thinking to invert positions with Red Bull and maybe get a tow from him to catch back up to the pack. Oh, he's actually back in DRS range. He's made up those 3 tenths that he lost on the the first sector. Back underneath the second now, but he is going to have to defend against Grizzler.
Yes, and also we are on lap 14, so the first RWeb also pitted. So we will see who from the top 4 will decide to pit and go for the maybe undercut or something like that. And also in 2 laps we will know who goes for hards and who goes for softs as the second tire, so it will be also interesting.
Right. I mean, RWeb looking for maybe a massive undercut here, pitting early on the mediums. Lap 14. Or lap 15. Bit of an early undercut.
Lewis made a move on KJ.
As well as Grizzly made a move on the McLaren driver of Abdulaziz. Now looking to get a tow from him, maybe. Extend his stint a bit.
Yeah, seems to be a smart idea if his tires are slightly worse now.
Yeah, in the battle with Lewis and KJ is actually losing time to Death Star in front. as they were underneath 2 seconds, and now they're at 2.6 and gaining.
Yep.
So look to Grizzler. They go ahead.
Guys, remember, use those points. We didn't drink at all today.
I am parched.
So, yes, we really need that hydration. I would really appreciate that.
And I refilled my pitcher right before the race, so yeah. Got a lot of water to go through. You know, you can tell when Rise isn't watching the stream because we haven't had a hydration at all.
Maybe.
Oh, as Humane picks up another penalty.
And KJ pits. KJ is the first one to blink. Well, maybe KJ is the first one, you know, to go for hards, and the rest will go for softs on their second stint.
You gotta really extend these mediums or hards to go for softs, because those softs will fall off early and hard. Oh, and Jundy Sunday has redeemed a hydrate, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Get nice and close to the mic for some ASMR. Yeah. Not quite as good as KJ, where you can actually hear it going down, but good enough.
Diamonds is speeding as well, and Grizzler is falling slightly behind Lewis. The gap is getting almost 2 seconds between them. We'll see. It will be very interesting to see what KJ can do now with this undercut. I think we'll be able to sell in about 4 laps when the other guys pit.
Right, KJ actually coming out into a bit of traffic. Hopefully those guys in front of him will pit before he has to make a move.
Death Star pitting.
Death Star is now pitting. Will Lewis come in as well? No, he stays out another lap.
Oh. Grizzler and Vabo also staying. Well, Grizzler there's no... but definitely Lewis. Then Lewis and Vabo are definitely going for softs.
Yeah.
There's no point to go longer on mediums if you want to change on hards.
Right. Maybe Abdul looking to get a bit of a tow from Grizzler until they pit for softs. Saving his tires a bit.
Yes, Death Star goes out right behind Davito. So we will see how, and it's still a whole lap ahead of him. So we will see how Davito will, let's say, hold him on those 17 old mediums.
Right. Grizzler's looking to actually decrease the gap between himself and Lewis. Will he pit soon? Oh, as KJ picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Ooh.
That's going to be monumental in who finishes ahead of him and behind him after the race. Commentator curse, DeVito. Ooh, okay. We got another hydrate.
Davito doesn't need commentator curse. He will just go on those tires till the end, and FIA will, you know, doesn't care that he didn't pit. So yeah, that's it for you.
He's
he
taking
just wins that.
Wait, did Death Star just pick up a 5-second? Death Star has picked up a 5-second penalty.
Oh, what happened? Did he cut a corner? No, did he?
That's a corner cutting penalty. It's not track limits. Yeah.
Interesting.
He might have lost the lead in this race now, which puts Lewis in P1.
Well, plot thickens. What can I say?
Right, as Abdul is now the only driver yet to pit.
Yeah, he will definitely go to mediums, to softs.
How long is he going to be able to stay out on these mediums? He's losing quite a bit of time to Death Star behind him.
We will see. Time will tell. What can we say now?
Right.
More. As there's Arweb and Tyler trying to... well, Tyler is on 4 laps fresher tires than Bert. So you'll also try to clear him and maybe try and catch up to the group in front, but they are still 10 seconds away from them.
Right.
So it might be just for a 6th position, sorry.
It looks like Death Star actually got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
I will check
so
that
he will have to serve that after the conclusion of the race, but that is a big, big penalty. in this race.
Yes. Unfortunately, race director doesn't. Oh no, sorry, it will say to me.
Yeah.
I
I'll
will
go ahead
just
and
check
have
it
it
now
for
for
this
you.
stream.
Yes, Death Star got it for speeding in the pit lane. It's on lap 17.
That is not what you want to see whenever you were in the tentative lead for the race.
KJ sets a fastest lap. He's really trying to stay, to get to Death Star.
Abdul actually looking to extend his stint even longer. Not worried about the undercut. He's lost about 5 seconds of time to Death Star behind him.
Yes. Well, in theory, the worst he can be it's fifth. Yeah, because
Right.
there's like too big of a gap to six. So we will see what will turn out of this.
He stays out another lap.
As NSO Bird did a small mistake in chicane and Humane just went past him.
Capitalized on the
But-
mistake of the Williams driver.
Yes, exactly. But still, Humane has a 6-second penalty, so it is a long way to go.
His Death Star now claims the fastest lap of the race.
Answers.
And now assumed by Grizzler.
Yes, Grizzler's like, hey guys, don't forget about me. I'm the championship leader right now. I'm still racing and I'm still in a good position. He is. Well, we will see how he can make those medium works for now. He will need to catch Lewis, which we know is a really tough task.
NSO Burt loses another position to Diamonds on the straight.
He shines like we all know what.
Bright like himself.
Exactly. As there's not much fighting going on, fortunately. On track right now, there are still gaps. Now the most interesting thing will be to see when actually Vabo will pit and when he will come out. I think he will pit now. Yes.
Yes. Looking to maybe go on to the softs for a 14 lap stint. Really gonna have to put the pedal to the metal here, as he probably will come out P5, P6. Yes, as he goes on to the soft compound. Yeah, he's gonna come out P5, but he's got a lot of ground to make up with the drivers in front of him.
Well,
First-
excellent. Showed in last races. Sorry to cut you off. That
All
you
good.
you can close this gap if you can manage those tires. We'll see. Well, 10 seconds now. So, and 13 to Grizzler and 13 laps left. We will see what he can do. Yes. Hi, Husky, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, sorry, because I thought maybe something cut you off.
Oh no, Wi-Fi died. Oh no. Nope,
Yes.
we're good still.
Okay, great.
All right. Abdul
We'll
looking
see.
to maybe. He's gonna have a lot of ground to make up these 10 seconds in front between himself and Grizzler, and then even more so trying to make up the time between that and maybe a possible podium position. But you know, never say never.
Oh, as Optic Jamie spun, but he will be able to carry on. Arweb picks up another penalty. It's 6 seconds. I don't think we've seen 6 seconds across division as Lewis goes over KJ. Yes, and Lewis is trying to keep. Yes, he keeps this position. He defended it on the back. Well, let's call it a back straight, and the second DRS straight, and now he's ahead of KJ. And in theory, now he's winning because of Death Star 5-second penalty.
Right, and he's got newer tires as well, so he will try and make up some time in between himself and P1. So look for any possible position changes. Maybe NSO Bert's going to be able to pick up P9. He is within DRS range of Diamonds in front of him.
You know what I thought about? that Grizzler would definitely get P4. Well, sorry if I'm commentary cursing now, but he will definitely get P4 because all McLarens got P4 in D3 and D2 so far.
Right.
So I think it's destined.
It's destined for a P4. P4 and P6. Still great points for the weekend. If he picks up P4 here, he is going to have to make up those 9 seconds. He is closing on Grizzler in front of him.
And yeah, Grizzler closed the gap on KJ. He was over 1 second. As the man himself sets the fastest lap now.
Yeah. But he's still on relatively new soft, so there's going to be another chance to make up that fastest lap. So it looks to be a back marker in front of him.
To make a move. As Davito makes a move on outside on NSO Bird, and he sticks, he makes it. Oh, I think there was a small contact. I think NSO Bird had a small spin. But anyway, Davito cleared him off, and now he will be chasing his snuggle partner, Diamonds.
He's chasing his thunder buddy. All right. Humane's now actually made up a bit of a time difference to Tyler. Both going through Sector 2. Humane's got marginally fresher tires than Tyler, just by 1 lap. Shouldn't make much of a difference though, so it will come down to pure race pace.
As now Grizzler is lining a move on KJ. But he doesn't really have ERS to do it. KJ just kills him on ERS, so when it comes to the levels of it, so it will be really hard for him to make a move, even on those mediums.
Right. But he does have to get it done before they fall off, because they should still be going strong, but he doesn't have that much time before they do, and whenever it does, it's going to be a race to the finish between the McLaren driver, Abdul, Grizzler, and KJ. Abdul's not really making up time here.
He is slightly like under a second per lap, so he still has 10 laps to go. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if he can manage them, to just go fast. Because, he doesn't need to sprint now, he just needs to make them work for the whole stint. As Davito catched up to Diamonds, and he's really close now, and he will definitely be lining a move now on the next DRS straight.
Right, the two snuggle buddies are certainly holding hands going into Sector 3. Davito maybe
surprisingly, you might say.
Unsurprisingly.
Yes.
Great. Oh, wow. Keeping it nice and tidy through the final hairpins. Davito's certainly going to make a move.
It was like taking a candy from a 16-year-old. Oh, as Diamonds was trying maybe for some, or maybe I was lagging a bit, because it looked like maybe Diamonds was looking for some cheeky inside dive bomb.
It looked like he was maybe looking for a possible switchback on the exit there, but just DeVito covered it. He went a little bit wide on the last exit to the corner and covered the possible switchback in the inside move. So now DeVito has claimed P9, marginally fresher tires than Diamond behind, so he will be looking to extend his lead through Sector 2 and 3.
And as we were watching that, Vabo cut another 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, he's down to 6.5 seconds now.
Grizzler now. We'll see if he can do anything again against KJ, but KJ is still having the DRS from Lewis, so it doesn't look likely for Grizzler, but he's really trying, you can see that.
Speedo's now actually closed in on our web. As Tyler and Humane swap places once again.
Yes, their love story continues.
Yeah.
As Arweb now is on the back of, as Davito now overtook Arweb, he has a really nice pace on those hards. And now he will be looking maybe to catch up to Tyler and Humane. It would be an incredible drive from him.
Yeah, it's looking like that early undercut from Arweb is not paying off. So he now has older tires and he's falling back from the rest of the grid. Still in points, but it's going to be a monumental drive to try and keep up and maintain that position.
While Davito will still keep praying that the Humane and Tyler guys will just keep fighting and maybe lose time so he can catch up to them faster.
Yeah, one can only hope.
Yeah. It's only 5 seconds to Vabo now, and Grizzler still on the backside of KJ, but KJ still in the DRS range of Lewis, so we still have the same order as we had. As Jamie Hester is asking for penalties.
There we go. Oh, and FRC Lewis has picked up a 3-second track penalty, so now he's going to have to get within 2 seconds of the car in front of him in order to assume P1.
Yes, but he is catching a bit slightly. The gap is smaller, like almost a second smaller than it was like a few laps ago. So he is slowly but surely getting closer.
Yeah, he's still got to make up 1.5 seconds in order to assume the position, though. Will he be able to get that done in 7 laps? Maybe? Based off of pure race pace, maybe. Vabo's actually now...
KJ is now falling.
Seconds.
Yeah, and KJ is fall off behind, is fall out of the DRS range of Lewis, so maybe now a chance for Grizzler. And yes, he is. He's burning his ERS. He's thinking now or never. And he's go for the inside. And yes, he makes the... Oh, he goes for the switch, for the old switcheroo, but no, it don't work. DRS on the back straight. And yes, that's the spot for Grizzler.
Looks like everyone's still good on fuel. Diamonds is a little light.
I will check. I will have a quick look on fuel. No one is blinking. So, oh no, sorry. Yeah, yes. One. I saw one blink.
Diamonds.
Yes, I think Diamonds is on the edge. I think because it's sometimes because yes, sometimes it blinks, sometimes it doesn't blink. So he's now in the management mode basically.
Sees Grizzler is now looking to make up that gap between himself and P2.
Yeah, but it looks like this gap. Looks like this gap is you know, slightly getting bigger. It's not getting smaller. So
right. Actually,
well, he will just hope to be, you know, within those penalty seconds.
You know what? At this pace, he's actually on for P1 here. As long as he can stick within 5 seconds of Death Star, which he is, just marginally inside,
Yeah.
4/10. He might be able to make up a P1 here.
Yes. So what do you guys in chat think? Who will still win this? Will Lewis, will Death Star, or will Grizzler? Those penalties can come really crucial here. As Vabo is not, well, he is still well, the gap is still getting smaller, but not at the pace that it was.
So we look, everyone's pretty much separated on the grid now. KJ's still close behind Grizzler. Be smart not to fight this, as he already has that 3 seconds time penalty.
Yeah, now I just realized that. So yeah, so Vabo just needs 1 more second. And Grizzler maintains the 1.5.
Oh,
as Optic
Jamie is out.
Something happened to him. What? Ooh, we have a
Safety car.
safety car. Oh, we will have a very similar end of the race, like in D2 yesterday,
Yes.
and will be very. Death Star will well, all of the I imagine all of the top will be pitting, and Death Star has a 5-second penalty.
So he will
So
not, or he'll be able to serve those in pits, but it's gonna put him behind.
yeah, yeah, exactly, and also this safety car really screws over guys with penalties.
Yeah, because in all that lead that you've been having, Vabo actually could be on to make a very good comeback here. He's gonna have to pit. He should have new, or at least scrub softs from qualifying to put on. He's got all the time in the
be
world
very-
to pit, and that safety car, he's gonna have time to catch up to it as well. The top 5 do need to pit here, though. It's gonna be a 2-3 lap shootout for the end.
As everyone already, apart from the top 5, put softs.
No,
Yeah,
Dundee,
put
it's
yourself
not a.
on.
Wait. It's not a drive-through. It is a drive-through.
you-
Yeah, you can't serve that under safety car.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Yeah,
So
sorry.
yeah,
you
that'll
can't
be
say that under
that'll
safety.
be implemented at the end of the race. Good
Yeah.
catch.
But
Good
they are
catch, Dundee.
Yes. We deserve a penalty for that. But yes, everyone is now pitting. So we'll have a shootout till the end. We'll also see. Well, let me just check how does guys without penalties look on warnings, because this can also be interesting.
So look at penalties. Lewis and KJ both have 3 seconds. If Vabo can maintain the gap, he might be on for a podium here.
Death Star served his penalty under safety car. He doesn't have those 5
So it
seconds
wasn't
anymore.
so it wasn't a drive-through then.
And no, it wasn't a drive. It was a 5 second. But I also thought that you can't serve those 5 seconds under safety car. Turns out you can, because
Maybe-
he doesn't. He lost nothing basically.
Yeah, that comes into play a lot here. So Death Star is now actually on for the P1 here.
Yeah, he actually is. It's rare to see Death Star using safety car to his advantage. We are used to a different
Right,
to a
and
different
he's-
scenario from him.
And he's not the lead car under safety car as well, so that maybe he won't crash into it.
Yes. He's covered from all bases.
Okay, yeah, it was just a speeding in the pit lane, not a drive-through. So you can do that under safety car, but not corner cutting penalties. So it looks
okay.
like,
Things I learned today.
yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 2-lap shootout till the end.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't end here, so it will be, yeah, lap 34 and lap 35, just like in D2. So let's see. Well, it doesn't look like there will be good points for Ferrari this race, and as a constructor leader, and they won't be happy with it. Definitely with this, so it will be a chance for other guys to catch up with them. At least from D1 point of view.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, we have 2 Alfa Romeos, 4th and 7th. Good points. We have Haas 1st and 8th, also 2 cars in points.
Going to be making up the point deficit that they incurred earlier in the season.
Regime is in the mud as always,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Haas is in the mud.
Yes, as all the cars now join the safety car group, so I think we can safely expect safety car in this lap. Famous words. I think I've heard them in a song somewhere, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let's carry on.
Just going to gather some screenshots for the thumbnail here. Should be good enough.
That Brazil flag in the background is really nice. It's for Charles, I imagine. said he's Brazilian, but it's definitely not Dindira Bonito from him.
Do you feel bonita? As the safety car is in this lap, it will be a just
Tulap.
two-lap shootout to determine the top 13.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see when Lewis will decide to go, and will he be able to create a gap in those 2 laps? So he is quite capable of that.
Right. Just got to make sure we keep it clean on the restart here, as it looks like we are not away yet. No, we're going. We're good. Green flags. So we will stay on board with Grizzler as he fights for P1 with Death Star.
The Vabo was slightly put on the outside from KJ, but still everything very clean on the restart.
Lewis already has a 1 second gap between himself and Death Star.
Yeah, like I said, he is capable of doing that. Yes, as Vabo was really under pressure from Tyler, but he managed to keep just in front. As Humane is on the back of Tyler again. It's like
It's an eternal battle
fight,
between these two.
different exactly. Maybe it is a start of a beautiful rivalry.
We'll see. We'll see. As Tyler actually goes wide, loosening the gap between himself and the McLaren driver in front.
Yes. Now, well, Lewis now created a gap. He's now on podium. No, sorry. Wrong. No. Bad maths.
So we enter the final lap of the race. We will see who can come out on top here. Death Star looking for his second, or wait, is it first? I don't know. He's looking for a race win today. Grizzler shortly behind, looking to pick up P2. KJ will be out of the podium.
He won twice, Death Star, sorry, just to say.
Oh, Death Star
be
won
his
twice.
third
Okay,
win.
it would be his third win then.
Yeah.
Carrying the Aston Martin
As
boys and the
Lewis
constructors.
made a mistake and he lost like a second.
So you will be picking up fastest lap, Lewis, I believe. Let's go on to the penalties to determine the final positions. So we go onto the penultimate corner, leading up to turn 14 across the line. Lewis's mistake will cost him here.
And it's
Oh,
Death Star.
Death Star with the win. Vabo to pick up P4. Grizzler short behind,
Lewis.
KJ in front.
Yeah, Lewis, did he manage to? I didn't catch that in the end because it's already ended for me.
Lewis picked up P3.
Yeah, so he stayed on the podium, and Vabo finished on 4th.
Yeah,
That's like I said.
McLaren
that's like I said,
P4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like like it's Arsenal, not
Yeah.
McLaren. But hey, anyway, we take it.
We take it. Good points.
Yes. Great drive from the top 5. It's
Stayed
those
very close.
penalties. Yeah, those penalties were really interesting. They really made the thing spicy.
Yeah, with another last second safety car. Lewis picking up a
Yes,
podium on his first showing in the league.
Yes, first race back. He was racing his last season. He basically won almost. Yeah, he almost won. I think he won every race that he was. So he's a really solid driver.
Oh,
Yes, he actually
okay.
is.
And then we will take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of that.
I'll
And then
record incidents.
Getting incidents as well. Jesus. Looks like Excellence had about 50 corner
Yes,
cutting
I also saw
penalties.
that. Lap
That
8.
can't be right. All right, I think I got the whole thing. So, you down for some post-race interviews?
Of course, we can.
All
If
right.
anyone wants to join us.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move into voice chat then.
No.
And then drop the link in here.
Okay.
All right. It looks like we have our first interviewee, Death Star. Great win
Hello,
today.
Death Star.
Evening.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Were you happy that you were nowhere near the safety car on this last while it was on?
Well, yeah.
Sorry, Husky, have any questions for?
Well, we saw that you had that 5-second penalty, and the relief that you must have had whenever you got to serve it in the
Oh,
pits
yes.
underneath the safety car. You basically assumed P1 in that point because, Lewis was ahead of you, but he still had that 3-second track limit penalty in front of you. It must have felt like the weight of the world was off your shoulders at that point. So, from your perspective, how did that last 2-lap shootout feel to you?
Well, to be honest, I got a little bit scared because Louis pulled a 1.5 second gap in the first lap. And I thought, okay, maybe he's actually going to do this.
Right?
But also in the first corner in the safety car restart, I got a little love tap from Grizzler, which didn't really help.
He's just giving you the sweetest kiss of all. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Congrats on your third win of the season. Is there any special shout outs you want to give to anyone today, or?
Not really, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, in the first stint, I think I just pulled so much of a gap in the first stint that even if there wasn't a safety car, I think I could have kept that P1.
Right. Yeah. You were pulling away like miles ahead, and we were just okay. Like, all right, he's doing a Max Verstappen. We can pay attention to the rest of the grid now. So, I mean, just in total, great race from you today. Awesome win. And just congrats on the third win again. We can't wait to see what you do in the rest of the season. Have a great day, man.
Yay.
We'll move on to our next interview. I think it was Diamonds that came in.
Yeah, I also think so.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll pull Diamonds in.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good, thank you. How's the race to comms? I'm doing the interview now.
Well, it's interesting. It was an interesting race to see. Was many different narratives in it. And how was it from your side? Because it mainly looked like you are mainly defending, now that you were mainly in the defensive, not in the offensive during this race.
Yeah. I did not have the pace this time out. I definitely out-qualified where I should have been. Did some decent defending and got fortunate with the cars getting time pens. Then my fuel started running low, like maybe lap 25 or so. Safety car
Yeah, we
saved me.
noticed that.
And on the restart, I made the crucial move on DeVito, which got me that position. Couldn't pass our web, but that didn't matter because he got himself 9 seconds of time penalties.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Also
you
glitch.
said. So you mentioned in the beginning that you didn't have pace this time out. Good one. I liked it. I appreciate this joke. That's it. What I wanted to say.
Well, I
No
mean,
bad.
it seems like you were pretty much on the backtrack the entire race. You were defending against pretty much everyone behind you. But it was really good defending, not too scrappy, throwing elbows out there for sure, but still maintaining
yes.
position in the race. Like it must have been like a nerve-wracking race for you, man. So just from lap I think 5, whenever the groups started to split and you had your individual trains, you were being pressured by Tyler, DeVito, Humane. How did that feel going into that, knowing that, okay, I'm on the back foot here, I need to defend against these guys? What was your perspective going into that?
Also, before you answer this, I also wanted to add to this question: was your internet, your connectivity issues, were any part of that?
Okay, so first of all, Husky's question. It was fine going into there. I know where the overtaking spot is, turn one. Not really. Sometimes turn two, but realistically, I know how to defend. I've been doing it whole league racing career. Used to be able to hold off Death Star, but then he became fast, like way too fast. As for staying calm, I don't know if he's still here in the PS Party chat, but credits to Jamie Hester, who is great job as an engineer outside the lobby.
Oh, he was
Not in the
helping you,
lobby,
yes?
obviously.
Jamie
Yeah, very helpful guy.
engineering for a
Jamie
Mercedes?
Hester.
Wow. Okay.
He
Interesting.
betrayed Alfa Romeo for me.
Betraying KJ.
Yes, yes, interesting backdoor. Well, not backdoor, but backroom. Oh, you know what I mean.
Under the
Yes.
table, some dealings
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
All
for
right.
the internet.
Yeah.
Much better than Silverstone. That's what I could say. There was obviously little bits of like tiny screen freezes. The only one that affected me was when I had a screen freeze that made Humane's overtake a little easier, but realistically nothing too bad. Just the normal stuff. So definite upgrade from whatever the hell Silverstone was.
All right. Well, it's been great watching you race and having you on. We wish you the best of luck in the rest of the season, and we'll move on to our next interviewee. So have a good one, man.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
Bye. And
Bye.
KJ, I think is our next one.
Yes. Last but not least.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
KJ, was it P4? P5 today?
P5.
P5. Man,
Oh, that's not that isn't the sound of a happy guy.
No, not at all.
Well, yeah. I mean, P5's still all right. I mean, another top 5 without a win, gone down the drain. But yes. I mean, before the safety car, well, I had a terrible start, one of the worst starts of my
Yes.
career. Qualifying was all right, but yeah, before the safety car, I was on for a P4, and maybe could have got and maybe he could have even got Death Star with his 5-second penalty because we were closing on him with Grizzler. But yeah, safety car came out and Death Star could serve his penalty, but I couldn't, so I was stuck with a 3-second penalty. So that meant I dropped behind Vabo and just didn't finish far ahead of everybody else. So yeah, annoyed. I could have been on for a podium, but yeah, fair play to Death Star.
Well,
Yeah. What actually happened on start? Did you made you made a mistake, or just some random issue, or yeah, because you were basically swallowed by the guys behind you.
No, I did. I just went on throttle normally, and all of a sudden I get all the wheels spinning the world, and I'm dropping like a stone. So yeah, no idea.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout. So in Q3, your ultimate lap, you were up 3/10, looking to close in on
Yeah.
P1. What happened? What happened in that last quarter?
So I saw Death Star, like just as I was passing the middle the second sector bracket, I saw him do a 14.8, and I'm like, ugh, Jesus! And I'm like 2 tenths up at this point, so I send it through turn 12, then I get 3 tenths up. So, but that would only be like a 14.9, 15.0. So I just have to send it knowingly. So I absolutely send it through turn 13, but get too much wheel spin and yeah, bottle it.
Well, it was unlucky, but I mean, alongside your start, I mean, it seemed like you still kept position in the race. It like you maintained race pace with the top 5 drivers, including, Lewis, Death Star, yourself, Vabo, and Grizzler. It seemed like even though you had those things going against you, that you still made up for it and actually had a pretty good result, all things considering.
Yeah, I mean, I did have the pace. I was just about, like, in the first stint, I was actually faster than Death Star, and keeping behind Louis. So in the first stint was really good, and then second stint I pitted a bit early to try and undercut Death Star, but he pulled away on the hards after that, and I couldn't quite keep with him, and then dropped back a little bit. But still, a P4 was on, maybe even a P3 with Louis' pen. But yeah, just a safety car at the end ruined my race a bit.
Yeah, it seems like it's just D2 repeating itself with the 2-lap shootout at the end. But, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just luck wasn't on your side today. There's really not much you can do about that. But, anyways, it was still a great drive from you today. Do you have anything from the race that you'd like to point out, or?
No, nothing to point out. Wasn't really involved in any incidents. On the restart, Grizzler hit the. I tried to overtake Grizzler, but he braked late and hit the back of Death Star. But I don't think that'll warrant a penalty. But yeah, great drive from Death Star and good drive from Grizzler and Louis as well. And yeah, just falling back in the championship now, so I could do with a good result.
All right.
Well,
that's all the
Japan
questions
is
for
next.
me.
How do you feel? How do you feel on this track then?
Hungary, it's a
No,
difficult track.
Japan. No.
Oh,
Japan is next. So if you said that you need to make up points, how do you feel on Japan?
Yeah, it's a nice track to drive. I've never done any like league racing around there, so I couldn't really say if I'm good or bad. So yeah, we'll have to see.
But you like it basically because there's like two. Yeah, you dislike it or you like it. What you
Yeah,
say
I
is just
like
you
it.
like
I
it.
like it. It's
Yeah,
just very cool.
that's a good entry point.
Okay, well, thanks for comms, both of you.
Yeah, no worries. It was a
Yes.
great race to commentate.
Thanks
A lot of
for
action today.
waiting.
But I think we will bid you adieu now. Thank you for coming in for the interview, and can't wait to see what you do in the rest of the season.
Cheers, guys.
Yep.
See ya.
Take it easy.
Cheers.
And with that, I think we are good to go ahead and end off the stream. So we just like to thank everyone for watching, especially the guys that watch after. Great race today, lots of battles, not very many incidents, but there were a few DNFs. Pulling my collar on that one. But anyways,
We'll
yeah.
see what will happen.
We'll see what happens next week in Japan. All right.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
let's go ahead and sign
Thanks
off.
for sticking with us, guys.
Yeah. Take it easy,
Cheers.
guys.